Welcome back everyone to another episode of the Crystal Chronicles, the one and only official and unofficial Final Fantasy Record Keeper podcast. Today's date is January 4th, 2017. This is episode number 46. My name is Pierre and I am joined as usual by my two co-hosts. That would be Ben and Mark. Hey guys, how are we doing tonight?
Hello, I am very good. And that is all.
Happy New Year, Record Keepers. Welcome everybody on Twitch.
See how I did not mess up the date in the intro? We did not have to redo the intro like 2 or 3 times because of that. I am so proud of myself.
As far as everyone knows.
True, we can tell them anything we want.
And they'll believe it.
Yeah, that's the responsibility we have as podcasters.
So how was your New Year celebration?
Stayed up till midnight.
Same.
So did all the kids.
That's it? No, Ben, no wild college party? Nothing like...
I'm still back home. I'm here for like a week and a half more.
Yeah, he gets like 6 months off for Christmas.
Oh, that's how it works.
You only go to college like
Got it.
2-3 weeks a month.
Even then, it's like, yeah, you're there, but... Nah, but I'm still chilling at home. Saw some friends, but besides that, just chilling, doing some cooking.
Such is the insane life of a young man.
I'm coming up with new recipes, okay?
That's it.
That's it.
There we go.
That's what I say.
So, since we all have very...
around. That's it.
Yeah, we'll walk the dog.
Since we all have very boring lives, let's just move on to what we do know, and that's Record Keeper. Let's head on to the announcements. First things first, this is a Wednesday, and that means that the Fat Chocobo Skysol Exchange stock has been changed a little bit. Other than your 1000 green mithril, this week's menu is Major White, Major Oli, and Major... why don't you guys say that one? I don't want to be made fun of.
Earth.
Earth. There we go. Major Earth. So these are the 3 major orbs that you can get for 10,000 greens out of the Fat Chocobo Skysol Exchange store. Moving on. We are right in the middle of the login... Let's start that again. The New Year Celebrations Logon bonus. For a couple of days, as you signed on into Record Keeper, you're going to be greeted with a special Logon bonus screen. And I believe that one lasts, if I'm correct, 10 days. And out of those 10 days, you'll see that I am not at all just spending time. And there we go, the screen loaded. So out of those, it's actually 6 days. No, that's the countdown to 2017. Does anybody here...
Days.
Sorry?
It's 10 days.
Yeah.
Want me to read the list?
Why don't you go ahead? Because I'm fairly certain... Oh, there we go. I have it right there.
Chocobo-themed paraphernalia.
That's true. Yes. The day one.
Chocobo wing. Feather.
Which is a Chocobo wing, which is a knife for the 10 realm. Then for day 2 and 3, you get boring equipment, upgrading items.
Yeah, I have. I mean, seriously, and I obviously have lots of items to upgrade. But I mean, just looking at my upgrade material, like I got 214 Scarletite and 370 Animantite. The greater ones, the major ones.
Yeah, I don't have much
giant.
those because I sell the 3-star and the 4-star ones whenever I'm short of money. So
yeah, the Chocobo knife is as Ben would say, hot garbage.
I mean, the hot garbage is when it makes me mad. It's just underwhelming. I mean, it's a beginner item that you see the shiny 5 stars and you say, "Oh boy, I got one," but really, it's not that great.
It's true. But there's still hope for the Chocobo suit.
Yeah,
I was so happy. moving on, we've got some words from the developers, and that doesn't mean that they have decided to acknowledge our existence, because
If you take the first letter of every single line, it says, "Hello, Pierre. Stop tweeting at us."
Holy that'd be awesome.
No, I kid.
That would
Says
be
the Crystal
awesome.
Chronicles, #1.
Number 1.
All right, so on New Year there was an announcement in the application, New Year greeting from the developers. I won't bother reading all of it, but I believe the first one definitely requires some attention from us. It goes, "Happy New Year. I'm able to greet you all again this year thanks to our wonderful players. I hope I'll have the same opportunity next year." Now listen to this. "Another year has passed, and that certain heroine still hasn't made an appearance. How many years has it been now? Pom pom pom. Recently I've been asked to make more new characters, and I finally finished drawing them. As usual, I had to rush them, so I hope they turned out okay. How many years will it be till they make their appearance? Will they be worth the wait? Questions like this keep swirling around Record Keeper, and the answer lies with you."
Well, that's deep. You know, the answer is within us all on whether the sprites will be good or garbage.
So
Yeah.
let's
Your interpretation of the sprites is totally on you. If you think they're trash, that's on you. That's not on me.
But outside of this, who is that secret heroine? Who could it be?
Who could it be?
We actually had a long chat about this pre-show, and it would appear that I was the only human being not aware that there had been talks of a female version of Tyro about a year ago. There is a drawing made by that very Tetsuya Nomura floating around, and thanks to Epic Wonder on Twitch, I have the URL, which I'll be adding to the show notes. But guys, any quick word about that?
That came from the 1-year anniversary of the game, right?
Yeah,
he
that's
did this drawing from the 1-year anniversary, and if you're listening and can't check the link, it is a picture of a stack of books with Tyro, Dr. Mog, Sid, and a mystery keeper.
Dun dun dun.
With a ponytail.
Face in a book. And that mystery keeper is none other than Tyra.
Yeah, and we all flung around theories. Mine is my theory is that it's like a Fire Emblem Awakening deal in which Tyro fails. Tyro can't do his job and keep the record safe. So his great-great-great-granddaughter from the future, from the terrible ruined future, has to go back in time and say, "What are you doing? I gotta help you."
You know, if that's the case, then we have to have all kinds of fan speculation about who the mother is. Because let's face it, Tyro has been in a lot of realms. Could be anybody.
Wow, dude, I wasn't even you're going to an entirely different section of fan theories.
Could be anyone. Yeah, could be anybody.
There's someone in your cast that is messing around with Tyro.
The game just slowly evolves into a dating sim without us realizing.
No, my theory is it's Tyro's twin sister who he has forgotten about because of his gradual descent into madness.
Wow. Game theory. What if Tyro is dead?
What if it's all a dream? What if Tyro is Ash from Pokemon and he's been unconscious? Have you ever heard that fan theory?
Oh, are you kidding me? I live that fan theory.
Ash is in a coma the entire anime series.
Yeah.
He gets electrocuted by Pikachu in the first episode, and he's in a coma the entire rest of the show.
I like the theory that he has to suck the life force out of every virgin he encounters, which is why he keeps going from region to region.
Oh yeah, obviously.
All right.
Wow, you guys definitely know too much about this stuff.
Tyra hype.
Yeah.
Oh, Krilly and Tyro Purple. That's on Twitch. Those listening online.
All right, moving on to our fourth point, and for once I have some leading music, so let's go right ahead with it.
Why'd greased lightning?
We'll get some overhead lifters and 4-barrel quads, oh yeah.
Keep talking, won't be
Grease Lightning has been introduced as a new feature to Record Keeper. And, ow, indeed. That was Grease Lightning from Greece, and it's absolutely unrelated, but it was just too good not to play. So it goes as this. Some soul breaks and abilities can give your heroes the Grease Lightning effect. Grease Lightning works as follow. Grease Lightning raise the hero's attack and reduce the delay for abilities and soul breaks. Grease Lightning can be applied up to 3 times. It's a lot of grease. Raising attack and reducing delay by a larger amount each time. Grease Lightning will fade if the hero is hit by an attack. Damage over time from poison or sap will not break the Grease Lightning effect. Thanks God. Damage avoid or negated by negate damage or mirror image will not break the Grease Lightning effect. And when Grease Lightning fades, all applications are lost.
Can't believe it would just force quit the app like that when Grease Lightning wears off.
So, game changer, boring little thing. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, it's a great physical power, but there's only one relic that has it. So.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to see on other heroes to kind of make them more speed based. Like, obviously we have power chain and stuff like that, but to like really like hammer it home that like, yeah, this character is getting faster and getting stronger over a period of time. It would also bring an interesting element because then you would want a tank to kind of stop so that you don't lose those stacks of Grease Lightning. But right now it's kind of underwhelming since
so
it's
that's something you would use on one character and then probably use like draw fire on someone else to make sure that they don't get hit.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's kind of my idea, my like short theory crafting session. But essentially, I would use this if Titus had it, and no one else does.
So who's on 14 has that ability?
That is Ida, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's Ida.
Turn new burst.
Oh, there we go.
Kaiser Knuckles.
Yeah,
we'll get into all these relics later. But
Moonshine.
short
Grease Lightning. Oh,
sneak peek.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead, sneak peek.
Yeah,
no.
One of Derek's on Twitch, and we'll talk about it here in a little bit, but one of the burst commands, so one of the burst commands of that weapon is Grease Lightning, one of that is Stone Skin. She has a self Stone Skin ability, so you Stone Skin and then you Grease Lightning, or you Grease Lightning, then you Stone Skin.
Well,
so if Stone Skin is up, it shouldn't break it.
It's a barrier that negates. It's not Stone Skin in the sense that it's like that soul break.
It's like Yoshitola's.
It's like her burst.
Her burst.
Yes. Not Stone Skin. But yeah.
No, that's what the power is called, Stone Skin.
Oh, it's called. I thought it was
it's Rock Breaker.
The burst command is called Rock Breaker.
Yep.
I think the ability to negate damage is just called negate damage.
No, it says Rock Breaker. Grant the user a barrier that negates attack damage up to 30% of their max HP.
Yeah, okay, I think we're confusing. So when you say Stone Skin, I think of the Sentinel Grimoire effect of boosting defense. But it's not that. It's negating damage like Yoshitola's burst soul break.
It's giving them a barrier that negates damage, yes.
Yes. Okay, I'm glad we're all caught up. It's called negate damage in English. Thank you, Axelprint.
So there we go, yeah.
Oh, we're lost in translation.
Yep. So Epic Wonder makes it clear. In Japanese, what they're calling Stone Skin is what we call in global negate damage. And that's where we were getting confused because Yoshitola has a soul break called Stone Skin 2. And yeah, we were all messed up. All right. There we go.
Thank you for...
Moving on. The Orb Fest is over, and I think I'm the only idiot, village idiot, who has not cleared the roulette
Make that
Oh,
two
yeah?
village idiots, Pierre.
Thank you. I was really feeling bad with all the retweets I did of people like by phase 2 had cleared it. And it's not like I wasn't playing. I was playing a lot. I refreshed a couple times. I must have refreshed at least 10 times. Seriously. And I did not clear the roulette. And let me look at it right now.
Did you get any of the, did you get the lucky dice?
Okay, so I got the 2 gold items.
Dang, I didn't get any.
Really?
Yeah, I guess all my luck went towards, well, I guess not really any luck. Oh well, another day.
Expert on Twitch says I had about 70,000 tokens left over as well.
I had 85,000.
How many times? Okay,
hell?
so it's either two things. Either you guys refreshed a whole lot of time, either you woke up during the night to make sure none of your stamina
3 a.m.
was left wasted.
How much have you guys completed all of the story dungeons? How much stamina do you have?
Oh, I guess that might be an issue.
138.
But I have like,
Because I mean, I don't have to wake up to refresh stamina. I have 175 stamina. Like I very rarely lose stamina.
I guess I'm not just as diligent as I should be.
Yeah, I'm starting to think the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
I have 175 stamina. That's one past max because I bought one of the shards from the green shop. I spent 9 mithril in refreshes.
And how was your Horde Fest total? Was it worth it?
Done it before. Well, I'll talk about what I ended with. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, that was my segue. That was me.
Oh, thank you. Thank
throwing
you.
you there.
What a wonderful segue. Yeah, so I've always said, I'm going to
Smooth.
take some pictures beforehand and then afterhand and all that kind of stuff. So I actually did keep track of what my orb count was before and then what my orb count was right after. And it's been hard because there's some things I'd like to hone, but I have not done that because I didn't want to mess up with the orbs. So here's my totals for Orb Fest, just as a point of interest, I guess. So I spent 9 mithril. I refreshed twice on phase 1 and 2, 4 times on phase 3, and once on phase 4. During phase 4, I also played most of because I mean we got 16 events going on right now. It seems like so I did a lot of that event stuff in preparation for the show during phase 4. So my my orbs were probably off on phase 4 compared to that. But here's the total gains. Let me give you the total gains of 3, 4, and 5-star orbs. I'm not concerned with minor and lesser. So I gained a total of 2,182 normal orbs, 558 greater orbs, and 241 major orbs.
Holy shit.
So the biggest gains, if you were interested, and of course I spent 4 mithril on phase 2, so that's going to be reflected in my gains here. I gained 3-star power orbs, 249. I gained 4-star black orbs, 66, and somehow I gained 37 5-star power orbs, major power orbs. So,
yeah. I'm speechless. I'm humbled and speechless.
That's the numbers.
Well, there you go.
If you're interested, I will never do that again. But I do like spreadsheets, so I got a nice little spreadsheet with all that information in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But all in all,
you could have just taken the screen cap of your profile on FFRK Central and compared after.
I did, yeah. No, I didn't do that.
Oh, phew. I thought you did it manually and all. Like a caveman.
Like caveman. I did it on an abacus. I used my abacus, and I did it on stone tablets. You guys don't know this, but the outline is always done on stone tablets first, and then I convert it to digital. I have a scanner that just scans it on there from stone.
We'll We'll have one of the stone tablets up on eBay at some point.
Yeah, well, they're in my arc right now. I mean, that's where I keep my stone tablets. Obviously, where else would you keep your stone tablets? So, yeah, so I have a big arc, Microsoft stone tablet.
Good one, Marley. Ben, how was your Horde Fest?
I mean, I got all the mithril from it, and that's really what I was looking for. There are really no abilities that I'm looking to hone. I've got Saint's Cross up to a good level. Tornado Strike. I should probably start working on Gaia's Cross. That's a cool ability. I've been using that on...
It is, yeah.
But besides that, really, I didn't go in too hard on the Orb Fest. But I guess I'm a disgrace.
No, you actually made me feel a whole lot better about myself.
Oh, well.
Knowing that someone else hadn't cleared the roulette, it kind of, made me feel better.
I don't know, I liked the roulette in concept. Maybe I'm just salty because I didn't get all the rewards. But it just felt like maybe they shouldn't have made the chips. Maybe they should have made the chips guaranteed to drop. That's just me.
Well, yeah, because when you have a terrible RNG like me, well, those freaking knights would just not even come close you. So,
Yeah.
what do you know? All right.
It's fun. I liked how they used a different song than Gold Saucer.
Yes.
Stop it.
So, Horde Fest is done, and now we have to do all of finish our 5 event, finish our 5 multiplayer, finish our 14 event.
But you know what?
14 multiplayer.
Actually, I'm glad that it's probably because of the holiday, but I'm glad that all of the events that went on during Horde Fest are on until January 10th, because as I was talking about to someone on Twitter called, what's her face? No, not Wheelie. Maria Piccone. As I was talking to her, we kind of realized, you know what? Now we're looking at the game, and holy crap, there's so much content to do. Because all we've been doing is Horde Fest for the last whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, right. We have, we have the 14 event, the 5 event, the Ward of the Crystals event, the Torment dungeons, and multiplayer. So that is a lot. That is a lot of events.
If you're like me,
we're gonna have Dungeon Update, Nightmare coming up pretty soon. So
if you're like me and you haven't touched the 5 event yet, that is Ear of the Dawn or the Ward of the 4 Crystals, you will be rightfully served by her friends Ben and Mark on episode 45 of the Crystal Chronicles, which can be found at ffrkcentral.com/podcast. I will be going over that episode again just to get a refresh of these fights, but today what we'll do is that we'll move along and go to the Final Fantasy XIV event. That is Lady of the Vortex, introducing Minfilia and Alphinaud. And since I didn't play 14, I don't really know what they're all about. But people have been looking for this event for a while, so hopefully they're kind of good. Let's see, Minfilia or no? I can't say that, Mark. I can't say that.
Yes.
Well, go ahead and men it up.
It's her nickname, Minfilia. That's her given name, but I have affectionately called her MILF or Milfy. Which stands for, if you don't know,
I'd like to get off the podcast, please.
It stands for
here we go.
Midlander I'd like to fight with
in
battles.
Boom.
Nice.
Yeah, boom. There you go. Ben was concerned.
Okay.
I think my all right.
So
you got me.
She is a her Midlander and leader of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Yep.
Bam. Final Fantasy 14 in your face.
She's got White Magic 5-star, Support 5-star, Knight 5-star, and Combat 4-star, which basically is everything a girl truly needs.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Knight's Cross while you full break.
Shall protect.
Yeah.
Then we've got Alphinaud, whose nickname is, according to Mark, Alpha Dog. An Arcanist and Scion of the 7th Dawn. Whatever happened to the 1st to the 6th Dawn, we'll never know. He's got Summoning 5-star, Black Magic, and White Magic 4-star. He gets to use books. And funny story,
Nice.
FFRK Central has been up for, at this point, more than 1 year. It's actually like a year and 3-4 months, whatever. And there has been a typo on the site ever since. And it was only noticed this week because of Alphinaud. Basically, when you were looking at Tarot and the items that he could equip, the categories, but instead of book, I had a typo and it was written Bard. And for a year and a quarter, nobody saw it until they started looking at Alphinaud. And then I got a whole lot of emails and Slack messages about it. So for a while, Tarot could equip bards.
Yeah, that may explain where his great-great-grandchild came from. So.
Wow. Unreal.
We're going to lose Ben before the end of the podcast.
Unreal. You guys are too dang lewd.
We are old people. You know what? We should title this episode for adults only.
And we got record spheres for everyone except Thranstid, who we already had.
And
But-
Fan Crid.
You know what? I know, but what's with so many syllables in all these people's names? No, I mean Thranstid.
I don't know. It's a surprise that we got relatively easy to pronounce names in 15.
It's just not.
And they even gave them nicknames.
Not Ignis, Iggy, Gladius, Gladdy,
Iggy!
Jackass.
All right, so let's see. Record spheres for you, Shalanda. We've got bonus white magic healing and minor silence resistance. For Yada Yada, we've got bonus monk and fist damage and celerity 4-star. For Papa, we've got bonus black magic damage, black magic damage with rods and damage versus weaknesses. For Alpha Dog, we've got bonus white magic healing, black magic damage, summoning damage, white magic, and black magic 5-star unlock. That's actually pretty good. And for MILF, that is Minfilia, we've got bonus knight damage, holy damage, sword damage, support damage, and white magic healing. So actually, these are pretty good record spheres for Minfilia and Alphinaud.
Yeah, no, they're great characters.
You can definitely customize them how you want to play the characters, which I think, as I've stated multiple times, is the prime of record spheres is specking a character towards how more you want to play him, as opposed to just give him more stats.
Oh, Ben, you're not gonna like this, but this is too good to pass. Epic Wonder just wrote on Twitch, Tarot can equip bards? Well, Aiko, Bard, 4-star access, Mother of Tara confirmed.
Wow, we're getting this story. It's like you have a spreadsheet for pairings.
Yeah.
You can cite in-game abilities.
Epic was just waiting for this moment to leak the information. So there we go.
She was pretty hot on Zidane. So when he and Garnet hooked up, she had to find a new.
Did I step into the wrong podcast tonight?
Oxprint is like, Aiko is 6 years old.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Axel Print. She
was still chasing Zidane the entire game.
All right, moving on.
We're under enough stress with the possibility of being chased by DNA's lawyers. We don't have to worry about the
First
FBI.
of all, she's not human. She's a summoner, so who knows what summoner years are compared to human years, and he's not even human. Zidane. Who knows what the heck Tyro is? Tyro's probably some monster from a different realm.
All
Let's
right.
move on to some new abilities
Yeah,
introduced by
so
the 14
there
event,
is-
shall we?
There's a summoning magic. That was a good segue. Summoning magic. It's a 5-star ability called Tiamat. And yeah, that one's a little weird. It goes as this: 1, 2, or 3 AoE wind magic attacks. That's 6 damage each. And the number of attacks will depend on the magic your character has. So if the character's magic is over 599 but lower than 1191, it goes for 2 hits. If it's higher than that, it goes for 3 hits, and if it's lower, it's 1 hit. I hate these stupid abilities. Not only does it make me like it, I'm always late doing the battles because I've got some kind of stupid, ridiculous anxiety about my parties. Now it makes me do math as well. Huh.
Gotta pull out your calculator for this ability, folks.
Oh boy. I'm sorry, Epic Wonder is being a nuisance in Twitch chat. But it was pretty funny.
Whoa.
Alright, second ability, Smoldering Fire, Ninja 5-star. It's a 2 single target fire magic attack, ignores resistance in half cast time. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, maybe if we get some mages with some decent magic. Or even so, like, if the enemy's weak to fire, 2 hits is 2 hits. And it ignores the resistance, which is normally quite high on those bosses. So,
Speaking of
maybe
things quite high, if you're
Derek
watching...
and I were talking about it. It doesn't get much use, but it seems like it might have a potential place on a team, maybe? I don't know.
It's not laughable, which for ninja abilities makes it top tier.
I've read something on Reddit, and it's maybe they tweaked the ninja abilities again, because I saw the reply was ninja abilities are OP. Now, is it just me, or did something change, or are ninja abilities still totally crap?
I don't know. I'm kind of.
They're not great.
It's just like ninjas themselves could be doing better stuff than the ninja abilities. It's like, well, if they don't have support, then what are they using the speed for?
Some people do swear by the ninja, but it's a very small community.
Well, there we go. All right, moving on. This is where I regretfully give the wheel to Mark, hoping we won't be losing. Well, because I'm hoping. Let me finish. It's just I'm hoping we won't be losing ban in the progress. Mark, can you please go over the ultimate battles?
Yeah, these battles are live as we are speaking. They are just about 90 minutes old, so I've not had the opportunity, none of us have, I'm sure, to beat them yet. So I'm going by data that I gathered from sites like Final Fantasy Record Keeper Central. In preparation for this podcast, I figured let's just get it on there. And we can go over anything that we figure out from there. So the ultimate battle has you facing Chudo Yudo, which I'm almost positive that's a Generation 2 Pokemon. So
Pseudo-Wudo?
Yeah, right? Isn't that a Pokemon?
Yeah, that's like the fake tree one.
Yeah, so you fight him apparently in Final Fantasy XIV too. So crossover. He does only physical attacks, but some of them ignore defense. So debuffing his attack is a better call than boosting your defense. One of his attacks can inflict silence, so I would think a silent resistant gear on your mage would be appropriate. He also has a triggered AoE physical fire attack that causes sap, so prepare for that. Accordingly, he is weak to poison and Pokeballs, apparently. So you just got to beat him down a little first, and you can capture him.
So could Armageddon Blast from... Oh my god. You know, Da, 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 da. Oh, how am I blanking? No, give me a sec. The brother.
Edgar.
Thank you. Oh my god. Yeah, could Armageddon Blast from
Yes.
Edgar be good?
His, or if you're bringing his OSB as a roaming warrior, that could potentially help the battle. Yep.
I can sing the song, but I can't name the character.
Yeah.
All right.
So that brings us to the ultimate plus, which is Gibbons. How would you say that? He's not a Pokemon, I'm pretty sure. Once again, this boss...
Gibbons, I choose you! Yeah.
Once again, he only uses physical attacks and has several of them, which are ice damage. So consider ice-resistant accessories. He also has an attack which has a chance to inflict Paralyze and Sap. So Insuna or Medica 2, if you're running that on Yoshalanda, might be helpful. Oh, and he also decides to fly variously throughout the battle, so he becomes immune to melee attacks, so bring ranged attacks and also magic. He is weak to fire, and you can silence and poison him. So there you go. Everyone, if you're going for the Sid mission, obviously you're going to want to use all your relics from the new banners, and we just now have a full cadre of Final Fantasy XIV heroes, so you can now run a Sid mission for the first time. Everyone in Final Fantasy XIV except Yoshalanda and Milfi can use a fire attack. And seeing as he moves into flight mode, you might want to bring both mages Alphinaud and Papalamo. So good luck with that. Hopefully you'll have a good chance to do that with all those fire abilities and super awesome burst soul breaks that you have garnered over these two banners. That brings us to Garuda and Razor Plumes, the Ultimate Plus Plus. This is a little bit more of an interesting battle than we've had for an Ultimate in a while. It's a little bit more gimmicky. She does mostly physical damage, but has one magical attack that ignores resistance, so Shelga's not going to do you much help. And 90% of her health, she uses that magical attack and summons Razor Plumes. If you don't kill them in a certain number of turns, the first time they spawn, it's four turns, they cast a magic AoE wind attack, and then they disappear or despawn. After that happens, or you kill them, you enter another phase where you have less time to kill the Razor Plumes, 3 turns and then 2 turns. At 30% of her health, she stops summoning Razor Plumes but has a nasty attack based off the number of plumes you've left alive. So the more plumes you've left alive, the more damage this attack does. I think it's 1,000, 3,000, and 6,000 damage, depending on how many of them you've left alive. So that could be a challenging fight. We'll see. I haven't done it yet. But get her down to 30% of her health as fast as possible, and don't neglect those Razor Plumes. Yes, AoE, as some people in Twitch are saying. AoE soul breaks, of course, would be ideal. No weaknesses to exploit here, sadly. So just equip your best team and have fun. Good luck.
All right. Just testing something real quick. People, can you hear me well, or do I still sound like I am from very far away? Just, you guys, can you hear me well on Skype?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So far away.
So far away. All right, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Banners.
Banners!
Yes.
This is
All
mine.
right. So this
Tell
is
us
the
about
banner
the
that
hype.
this
All
is the
hype.
banner that everyone was raving about, and I ignored so I could get one of 2 Overstrike weapons on banner 4. I did get one. That's the worst one, but I can argue my way out of Apocalypse 5 not being as good. Anyway, let's move on to this banner. Which
I may have pulled on this banner.
yeah, I saw that. Sorry.
Sorry. It did not go well.
No, it went fine. I got
it?
everything.
Oh no, whose poll am I thinking of?
I think Derek and I think both did 3 polls and had very similar, identical polls.
All right, it must have been somebody on the amazing Slack community where we can all grieve our polls together. So starting off this banner strong with a healer's circlet for Yashitola, and obviously this is one of the best relics in the game because it gives you a minor resistance to sleep. Am I right? Or am I right?
That's why.
If these are my only options, then you are totally, absolutely, completely right.
Oh, right, and it also gives Medica and negates damage up to 30%, but nobody really cares about that. Sleep resistance, that's where the real meta is. So, yeah, Asylum is rated as one of the best Burst Soul Break Medicas in the game, and it's that for a reason, because negating damage is really, really good. It's potentially better than just magic blink or physical blink, because obviously it covers both.
Yeah.
And 30% could be more than a magic attack, especially since you're already all buffed up with Sentinel's Grimoire or Stone Skin. Thanks, Yashitola. You're one of the best healers in the game. I wish I had all the relics.
Yeah, the only issue, of course, is that it negates Soul Break generation from taking damage.
That's true.
Which can be an issue, but I mean, yeah, it's still. It's definitely top 5 even in Japan of BSB Medicas. So.
Yep, and the burst abilities are standard healing. You've got one single target and one.
But it's instant cast, right?
The healing.
The burst ability, the burst command,
the single target healing is instant
cast. Yep.
However, the group healing is not.
Is regular, right?
Yes. Oh, that's funny. It's Medica because her Soul Break
is Medica
too.
There you go.
Funny joke.
And Tetragamatron, that's like a little. That's the name of the first command is Tetragamatron.
Yeah, what is that?
The name of God?
Oh,
W8.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God.
Like that's a little ballsy, Yoshalanda. I mean, let's just.
Well, that's actually pretty base.
The name of God.
I was just talking about Garuda in chat about it being a reference. Well, it's not a reference. It's freaking mythology. But Garuda from Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah.
Now we got freaking the final boss of Shin Megami Tensei 2. Yashitola, could you get any more based? Scrubby in chat right now is making a valid point, saying Asylum does have its downsides, since you can't hit people out of confusion or sleep if their damage is being negated. So luckily, this thing has sleep resistance.
Yay!
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
you see, it covers the weaknesses. You're right.
We're gonna.
It's not
I think Vanille, depending on the situation, Ico for a physical team, Vanille for a magical team, and then Larsa is going to be the best once we get Larsa. It's BSB.
Yep. So let's move on to Minfila's, which is not a hard name to say at all, so it doesn't need
Minfilia.
Minfilia's. Cortana. What's a Cortana? I know it's it's obviously a sword.
It's a sword.
I'm looking up the origin. A Cortana, known as the Sword of Mercy, is a ceremonial sword used at coronation of British kings and queens.
Obviously.
We're getting the item lore right now. But Cortana gives an innate boost to holy damage and has the Burst Soul Break, the Echo, which is 8 physical holy attacks to 1 target. Infuse the user with the power of Holy Light and Hasten Burst Mode. Now, where have I heard this before?
The Echo?
Or this kind of holy item?
I don't know.
I'm talking about Paladin Cecil's Burst Soul Break.
Oh!
It is, except this is single target, so it's a little bit better.
Yeah, it's definitely... whereas Paladin Cecil's burst commands kind of focus on self-sustain, since he's more of a tank. Well, I guess Minfilia is a tank too, but this is...
She's support.
Yeah, it's a bit more supportish since, I mean, obviously the burst command.
And she's the only
Ability.
5-star support character in Final Fantasy XIV, so...
That's a good point. But yeah, so the 2 commands, Rage of Helone, it's probably like a place. 2 physical holy attacks to 1 target, and then lower its attack of a large amount. And then the second one, Glory / lowers magic of a large amount. So it's pretty good. Notable is that the commands are only 2 attacks as opposed to 4, which is kind of standard for burst commands. But, excuse me. I mean, hey, you're infusing yourself with Holy, and the weapon itself gives a small boost to Holy. So you'll take down anything that's dead.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, because hopefully people do, because I'm lost, but yeah.
What? By which I mean undead enemies
Oh,
that are weak to Holy.
yeah, all right. That makes sense.
Okay. Here we got the book. The Veil of Ouija.
Yes, the other god mode relic here.
The Ouija
On the banner.
board. This weapon gives a small resistance to silence, so that's always nice to have on your mages. Which Aerial Blast is the burst soul break. Deal 8 summon wind and non-elemental attacks to 1 target. Infuse the user with wind, and yada yada yada. The burst abilities are Wind Blade.
That's the monk.
Hmm?
That's the monk. Yada yada yada. That's the monk.
Oh, you got me.
Ba-da-boom, pish.
That was not me hitting my head on a desk, folks.
No, that was my ba-da-boom, pish.
Oh.
Anyway,
My-
tell me about
I thought that
this
was you
amazing
face
book.
desking.
Tell me about
Anyway.
this amazing book, which I have.
So you have Spiral Wind, knock him down, it's cut him down and knock him around. Wind Blade, 4 summon wind and non-elemental attacks to 1 target, and then it removes delay from the user's next action. Then you have Aether Flow, which deals 2 summoning magic wind to 1 target, and restores 1 ability use to the user's ability with the fewest remaining uses. So that's really cool how you can kind of like recharge on your abilities with this burst command, because as we all know, summons do not have very high uses. So it's
there
really
might there might just be a 6-star summoning wind element summon coming up very soon
They might.
to create a multi-element but also wind element summon creature that you probably will not be able to hone, so you only have 1 use of that you can then recharge over and over again.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's really cool. Like, have we seen any like ability use recharges?
Yeah, there have been a few regular soul breaks that have I think
Yeah,
Telia has one, and
Yeah, I
and
know.
some of-
Like Swift Form for Titus has one. I'm talking about like in a burst command.
I think we're gonna see it more and more. I don't know that we have right now.
It's cool. It's a sign that we're gonna have more long, drawn-out fights in which ability uses you're gonna have to conserve and reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Thank you, Bob the Builder.
What? Bob the Builder didn't.
The Builder.
That was not a show that focused on recycling.
Yes, it was.
That's Captain
What?
Planet.
That,
Oh,
was
yeah,
that
I
was
think
that
it's
was
Captain
their whole
Planet.
thing. Reduce,
I'm sorry.
recycle.
Bob the Builder was all about building. He wasn't about recycling.
Yes. He was
All
about
right.
building green. It was about building, recycling,
Okay,
and
maybe in these more recent years, since you're watching them with kids, maybe they've changed the format a bit. But back when I remember Bob the Builder, which I'm not sure I even watched that much, I don't remember that much about recycling. Anyway, this is a great podcast, folks.
This is great. Anyway, just a memorandum here. Valley Garmanda, who I was referring to, the 6-star summoning, is fire, ice, and lightning. I thought he was wind as well. Obviously, Tiamat is wind, and perhaps more importantly, the 6-star ability that you might want to use if you're not fighting AoE is Meltdown, which is fire, wind, and earth. So Meltdown is going to be probably your most damaging attack on Alphinaud, and if you want to go his Black Mage route, if you record sphere him up. So,
Yep.
yeah, there you go.
And there you go. E-Tank, right from the Wikipedia, it says the show also added
God.
recycling and being environmentally friendly to its lessons, emphasizing the phrase reduce,
Dang.
reuse, recycle.
I got owned. All right.
Someone
I admit
shoot
defeat.
me.
Dang.
I
All right.
These are the kind of parent knowledge that you gain throughout the year, and you just want to shoot it right out of your brain. It's stuff you're not proud of, I can tell you, because it sticks. Because you hear it so many times, you can't get it out.
Yeah, you want to. It's it's better than having them leave cans around the house.
A what?
You know. Anyway.
Hey.
Yeah. Well,
Multi-
okay, moving on. We got the Holy Shield.
Oh,
for Minfilia.
yep, sorry. I was already skipping. Go ahead.
Okay, Minfilia's Holy Shield gives a minor resistance to Holy, and has the Super Soul Break Blessing of Light, which has a boost Daga, and gives all your allies last stand. You know,
Stand.
which I'm pretty sure just if an attack were to KO them, they would keep them at 1 HP. The next attack would just knock them over. Right? Is that how Last Stand works? I assume that's how it works.
Last stand is when you die, you don't die.
Yeah. It's like you endure with 1 HP. I'm not.
Limited
It's
HP.
like with how much?
Limited. I don't think it's 1.
Limited. Oh, okay. It might be percentage
Come back.
based
Yeah,
then.
you.
Okay. I'm thinking freaking Earthbound with the gut stat. Anyway, what are there any more? Is Invoker's Dublet, is that old?
No, because he's not been around.
That's a new character. Okay, wait, yeah, it's the exact same character. Portrait. Right. Deployment tactics temporarily raises the attack and magic of all allies a moderate amount and grants them a barrier that reflects damage back at the attacker. So it's kind of like retaliate, kind of.
Well, yeah, it doesn't really counter it.
It's on a counter. It reflects back.
Yeah, they call, I believe, Radiant Shield is the title of the ability.
Okay.
And yeah, it just reflects damage back. So you take damage, you do damage.
Okay. So yeah, that's cool.
Yep, so you get BSBs and Super Soul Breaks for each character, and I have both of those for each of those characters.
Wow.
And
other banners,
other things.
the other relics to round out this banner. You have the Omni Rod, the Wizard's Gloves.
Oxford says you reflect back the exact damage you take. It doesn't nullify the damage.
Doesn't nullify
Oh, okay.
damage. You take the damage,
I'm wrong.
you give the damage.
If only
It's
I
like
had this.
it's like paying it forward, but you keep the money as
Yeah.
well.
Except
Oh, thank you for
yeah,
the.
thorns. Derek says thorns would be a better analogy.
Oh, that is good. Dang.
Ethereal Pulse is not new. Wizard's Gloves is new though, right?
Are ley lines new?
All right, I think so. I don't know.
I can
on
take a
Twitch?
look because on the announcements
It
go
tells
down
you.
to it does.
I got them. I got 3. I have a reforged Wizard's Gloves.
Oh yeah, Wizard's Glove are new. All right.
Lots of magic buffing on this banner.
Yeah, and 14 in general. Wizard's Glove with ley lines. Temporarily raise the magic of all allies a moderate amount. Reduce their magic attack casting time for 3 turns and grant them haste. So perfect for mage teams. It's kind of like Sheep Song, except it instead of major regen, it gives you magic haste or enhanced cast or whatever I call it. Okay, we're done with this banner. This banner is really good.
It's really good.
It's really good. It has 3 really, really good burst soul breaks. And the equipment itself is good. It's not just you suck up the soul break and you throw it away. For new characters, it features all the really good equipment on it at once. Doesn't try and spread it out. And Yushitola, all of her really good All of our relics are on this banner.
So that's
Right.
5 out of 5 on the Ben scale.
I guess so. I think we stopped rating them.
Yeah, but
Just 'cause
it's
it's
so
not confusing.
great that it needs a rating.
That's true.
Derek,
Yeah.
if you want to put it on Derek, Derek is saying in Twitch there's never been a better event banner in FFRK, even in Japan to date.
Wow, that's really good. I guess you should pull on this banner.
I did several times.
I guess also especially 14 is good because that's where all the raid dungeons are.
Seems to be a lot of raid dungeons.
I mean, they got a lot of material to work with from actual raids.
That's true.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to see me pull on this banner, please PayPal your money to ffrkcentral@gmail.com.
Support our Patreon account. No way.
Well,
That's right.
I'll talk about it
Who is
later.
we?
This was my polling on stuff on It's Different.
Yeah.
It
Oh yeah, there's a second banner. Oh my gosh.
but it's not probably not
Let's
as
keep
good.
going, because this one has more exciting stuff, such as Greased Lightning.
There's nothing.
Ah, crap! I closed Spotify. I was gonna start the song again. All right, go ahead.
It's okay. So Forbidden Chakra on the Kaiser Knuckle for Yida. Notable is that this equipment boosts fire damage, which is pretty good since this Soul Break is fire based. And
I
on
would
top
like
of-
to own a pair of these. These are some pretty BA looking.
yeah, you just lounge around the house.
Seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. It's cool, I guess.
Wait, what I miss?
We're talking about
they're awesome.
the design on Yida's Kaiser Knuckles.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
For a second, I thought I heard sandals, so I was like, "What?" But okay.
These sandals are amazing. They make me feel like I'm at the beach. Wait, no what?
Well, on
They
the
do
topic
fire
of
damage.
footwear, the burst commands for the Kaiser
Right.
Knuckle are Boot Shine,
Nice
which
transition.
is 4 physical fire attacks, and then raises the user's attack, and then we get that Greased Lightning going up to 3 times. But before that, you're gonna want to set up Rock Breaker to give yourself a barrier, to give yourself the Stone Skin ailment, not to be confused with Stone Skin 2.
Very true.
Jeez.
Who would make that error? I mean, besides us.
All 3 of us simultaneously, actually.
I said beside us.
Oh, you're right. True.
Oh, oops.
Okay. Now we have the Lilith Rod for everybody's favorite potato, Paplamo. This also gives a boost to fire. I gotta say, this banner is hot. And the burst soul break is Enochian Firaja, which is 8 fire magic attacks, and then infuse the user with the power of fire. Holy moly! And the burst abilities, they have Astral Fire, which is it's one of your favorites, Pierre. Deal between 3 and 6 fire magic and non-elemental attacks to one target. The number of attacks dealt depends on the user's magic.
Oh, I love these
Nice.
things.
Then we have Flare Conversion. Deal 2 magic fire and non-elemental attacks to all targets. Temporarily lower the user's defense and raise the user's magic a moderate amount. So, keep them safe. Maybe have Yida tank. Not Yida tank. Yeah. You
Yeah.
have Minfilia.
Yes.
I was getting there. You have Minfilia tank. Well, you have Paplamo. Decreases defense to really nail them with some fire.
No, their names are easy to say, so just keep on.
This is the one I was correcting you on. Now you have Thancred's first soul break. Oh jeez, what have I done? Kasatsu Katon. 4 ranged physical fire and non-elemental attacks to all targets. Lower their fire resistance and grant haste in burst mode. And the burst abilities, which are notably, they are ninja type abilities. So I forget whose record materia has the chance to double proc ninja abilities. But this is
Probably,
the one.
probably ninja.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. The core class?
No, just a ninja.
A ninja. All right.
No one's ever broken a ninja to level 80, so...
They're hidden, you know? They got to keep some secrets. We don't know who it is.
Wait, do we have any of those? Because I'm looking at the record material list right now, and I'm not seeing any double.
There is
Wait.
a double...
There's double proc ninja?
I'm pretty sure there's a double proc ninja.
Then my
I don't
site
know
sucks.
I don't know who
Okay.
has it.
Well, if we don't have that, keep on the lookout. If we do, put it all on Thancred while he uses Burst Soul Break abilities. Duality. 3. That's strange. Deal 3 physical fire non-elemental attacks to one target. Deals double damage if the user has mirror image buff. What the heck is mirror image buff? I ask, half jokingly, half seriously. Is it just referring to blank?
No.
No?
There we go. No.
What is? All right, here's the second.
You have to have the mirror image buff on.
Wait, yeah, this is weird. Deal 2 physical fire non-elemental. This is the second command. Shadewalker. Do physical fire.
Thank you, Derek.
To one target. Grant mirror image to the user, enabling him to avoid one physical attack. That's the same as physical blink. But is it the same ID?
They're just doing it to confuse you.
So it's the same. So if you use, I don't know, Phantom Rush from Sabin, which gives
You
I
have
guess-
to use the other burst command.
mirror image. Yeah, you use what? So
I'm looking for ninja.
all right, we're all looking at different things. For now, email us at FFRK Central.
I don't see a ninja double proc, so that might not exist.
Dun,
Well-
dun, dun.
It's referring to his other command. I see that Shadewalker grants mirror image, but I'm just wondering if that's the same thing. No, giving them an ordinary physical blink will not trigger the bonus of the other burst command. Thank you, Axel Print, for that information. That is dumb. How it is oddly specific. How it's got to be this kind of physical blink, even though it does the exact same thing. Oh, it's also a buff.
Yeah, but it's a separate.
But it's a unique buff. It's a unique blink.
Right.
Only for Thancred. He's super special.
Pretty much.
That's what his
Anyway.
mother keeps saying.
Anyway, we have the Temple Cyclist for Yida, which gives minor earth resistance. That's nice. And we have True Demolition. Deal 4 physical earth and fire attacks to all targets. Lower their defense and resistance a large amount, and raise the user's attack a moderate amount, and defense a small amount. Obviously, it's a big defense debuff, and mixed element attack. Really nothing to complain about. Here we have the Augmented Ninja Tekko.
Yeah. What's this soul break called?
Kiss of the Jugulator. That's what it's called, Mark.
What the hell is a jugulator?
Okay, this is the third word I'm Googling. What's a
What's a jugulator? It doesn't sound good at all.
Jugulator?
It sounds like one of those
The
huge
13th
hamburgers.
Jugulator is the 13th studio album by British heavy metal band Judas
man.
Priest.
There we go.
Yeah,
Wait, what? It was released in Japan? What?
Yeah. So that's
Alright.
he is a big Judas Priest fan.
Hidden advertisement.
Got it.
Thancred is a heavy metal fan.
He
and
is.
he's just given his album a nice kiss. What?
It's the jugulator.
Kiss of the Jugulator deals 4 instant physical poison and non-elemental attacks to all targets with a high chance to interrupt their pending actions. And the Augmented Ninja Tekko gives a minor poison element resistance, not the status element, to whoever is wearing it. We're learning a lot of things today, folks. We're covering Bob the Builder, Judeo-Christian lore.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
There's nothing else.
We're halfway
There's nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, no, we're covering the bulk of it. This is really the bulk of it. No, not like that.
Next week.
We still have more to cover. I'm saying we're doing good. All right. I'm having a great time too. And here we have Papallamo's Stardust Rod, Venaki, and Blizzaja, and 5 magic attacks, ice attacks, infuse the
Speaking
user
of
with power.
Judeo-Christian myth, lore.
And Enoch. Oh, I know that one.
And Lilith, his BSB is Lilith Rod, right?
Wow,
So
we are touching
crazy.
on all the points.
some crazy stuff going on in this Final Fantasy 14.
That's crazy. Is Temple Glove new? I'm looking right now.
Temple Glove. I have no idea.
Nope, Temple Glove is old, meaning that
Okay.
we've covered all the new
we don't
ones.
talk about it.
Well, I forget what it is.
It's not as good as Battle 1. That's all we need to know.
If you're looking for the Ancrid stuff, this is the one to go to.
You love the Thancred.
Yeah, but honestly, the first one
Silky white hair.
First one's better. First one's got Medicas, it's got Puxdagas, it's got everything you would
God
need.
tier relics.
It's got direct seal of approval. What more do you need? That's what I'm asking.
Yep.
What more do you need? Direct said it was the best.
What do they want?
Straight from the horse's mouth. It doesn't have the kiss of the jugulator.
It's straight from the Australian horse's mouth. So what more do you need?
What? Do they have horses in Australia?
Well, they're kangaroos, but they're mounting them just the same.
Wow,
Riding
I was going for the easy jokes here. That's what we're all about on this podcast.
All right.
The Crystal Chronicles, low-hanging fruit.
Moving on. Multiplayer. What's new there?
We
got a couple raids for Final Fantasy 14. One of them just launched tonight as we are recording. But we've had the Cruel Nine Tails, difficulty 90 and 120. Pretty easy. You can solo these, of course, without going to multiplayer. It's the same that we fought several times. It calls Warden Whips. They can sap you, they can slow you, but all of those things can be slowed and kill you or be killed pretty easily. So Aetar is the new one that just hit, and that's the difficulty 160 and 200 dungeons. I didn't have any info as I wrote the outline, but I was looking at it. It is got some poison stuff going on, and the gimmick is, now my app is freezing here. The gimmick is it calls poison pools to itself, and when it calls the poison pools, it heals, and also its attacks, its poison attacks, become more powerful, but it also becomes weak to fire. So you kind of have to time things right. Obviously, if you're multiplayer, you do have the option to bring 2 poison-resistant accessories. We have a total of 3 poison-resistant accessories, 1 major one if you've done all the nightmares, then 1 moderate, and then 1 minor, of course, is the dice that we just got is minor to everything. So, yeah, so if you're going multiplayer, you definitely want to bring that poison-resistant gear and bring some fire damage or holy damage. It also gets weak to holy during that time. And that's one of the conditions to master this battle is to finish it with 4 or more heroes, attack it with fire while it's using its poison pools, and lower its attack. So, if you are looking for a group, a crew of individuals to multiplayer with, where might you find them, Ben or Pierre?
Your favorite Slack chat, of course.
Yeah, that's a good answer too. I was going to say 7-Eleven, but probably Slack chat is a much.
You can pull up to the dumpster behind 7-Eleven.
Note to all our listeners, please don't go to your local convenience store and hang around shadily asking people, hey, you want to be in my party?
Do you want to be in my Slack group?
Don't do that. And if you do, we are not responsible.
You can go to FFRKCentral.com, look for the Slack tab, join Slack chat, and go to the hashtag FFRK Global MP channel and create a team that will lead you to victory.
Seriously, we've got over 230 different human beings registered in the FFRK Slack chat. It's such a great time to be part of that community.
Yeah, seriously. I have tons of fun just chatting with people and also talking about the game.
Yep. Just
So moving on, Dr. Mog discovered something new.
Something great, you know?
Something that will haunt your very dreams. That doesn't sound very pleasant.
Nope, not at all.
And those are the aforementioned from episode 45, Torment Dungeons. We have our first Torment Dungeons. They are tormenting, to say the least. I have not seen a lot of people. I've seen a few. I think Derek, Raska's one of our stronger players, let me say, on Slack. So I think I've seen both of them tackle the 250 Torment Dungeon. A few people do the 200. But these are pretty tough. They're not joking around. So you have a 200 and a 250. The big thing with this, of course, is there are multiple waves of very difficult mobs before you get to the boss. And very truthfully, these bosses are annoying anyway because we have to fight Triton, Nereid, and Phobos, those three annoying pigs. We have fought this battle a lot of times. Each of them have a weakness, fire, earth, and ice, respectively. You need to kill them, and this is the annoying part. You need to kill them around the same time. And if you don't do that, they will respawn and cast Delta Attack. Unfortunately, they are super powered when they get weak on HP. So you need to really time it right and really have your buffs and everything worked out really right. And you're probably using buffs before you even get into the boss battle because the mobs hit that hard. So obviously dancers are really helpful, as are some of the 6-star abilities: Meltdown, Snowbell Strike, Snow Spell Strike. Is that what that one's called? The 6-star Spellblade ability. The upcoming Summoning is going to help with this Nightmare Dungeon as well. So thankfully, the Torment Dungeons are up for a while. They're up till the 16th, and when it leaves, it will be available the next time you come it. Because how do you beat these? Well, if you want to beat the 250, even the 200, obviously it's better to have level 99 characters. It's better to have characters that have your record spheres unlocked. It's better to have characters with burst soul breaks. You really almost need burst soul breaks. If you don't have a lot of burst soul breaks, you're going to struggle.
I have a question for you.
Yeah,
at that point, at that difficulty level, how much does record sphere really influence the your skill level? Or not the skill level, but your ability to beat these dungeons? Is it like a must, or
I think being level 99 certainly helps. But yeah, the bonus HP and the bonus stats, and obviously the broken abilities, or bonus damage and all that kind of stuff is going to be, it may be that little bit of extra stuff that basically takes you over the top.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say definitely record spheres are just a good little way to every little bit helps.
Oh no, I was just wondering how much.
Yeah, especially the percent bonus damage, and some of them, depending on the character, have a lot of percent bonus damage. So
yeah,
that's going to be really, because you're not probably going to be able to bring those record materia that are going to be doing bonus damage. So to have that based on your character is going to be a lot better. So
all right, makes sense.
There's a couple things you can do with this particular one. I've heard some people say Draw Fire Retaliate's helpful. I've heard some people say Magic Lure Reflect or Runic abilities are helpful, especially on the boss using the Magic Lure Reflect. So you can play around with that if you have that and use that. Another thing that is interesting, if you want to take the incredibly long time it takes to mess around with it, you can actually use Hit and Run for free on these dungeons. So if you don't recall, I think we talked about Hit and Run before. It's a strategy. When you hit and run, you go into the dungeon, everybody takes an action, then you leave the dungeon. Right? You don't leave the entire dungeon, you just flee the battle. right?
Yes.
And so your soul break bar generates, but you still, you have all your HP. Everything else is, abilities that are used. None of that gets refreshed. So you can hit and run and build up your soul break gauges to max or even 2 before you go at this at the Torment dungeons. So then you could use a burst or some kind of ability like that right out the gate to deal with the trash, and then you're ready to go for the boss fight. So if you're struggling just a little bit, but you're close, that may be a way to get you over. But yeah, I mean, really, by the time you get 7 waves, you are going to have your soul break gauge built up. So yeah, have 1 burst or 2 bursts to get you through the trash, and then everybody else can auto attack, like Derek is saying on Twitch, and help you out quite a bit. So yeah, I believe a couple people have defeated it on Slack chat. So
I've definitely
them out.
seen a lot, and I've retweeted as many as I can on the on either the FFRK Central Twitter account or Facebook page. If you do beat it, please keep sending me your pictures. I share them, I retweet them. It's always a great achievement, so it needs to be shared with the masses, that's for sure.
And share, now it doesn't tell you which difficulty it is by just sharing the screen. So share whether it's the 200 or 250. So
don't try and cheat and say you're really cool.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people sharing. I saw on your retweets, a lot of people sharing that they've beaten it, but it's not. It doesn't say whether they beat the 200 or 250.
It's still 200. It
is still very difficult.
Not to downplay their achievement. It's still something.
I barely defeated the 200 difficulty, so yeah, it's not easy.
All right. So, discussions. We're already at that part. Wow, the second part of the show is moving quite faster. Okay, so the question for the week that Mark has asked in the FFRK Slack chat Crystal Chronicle channel was, what is your favorite secret boss? And before we get into that, Mark, how would you describe really quickly what would you call a secret boss?
Yeah, well, what I was, maybe a better way, is an optional boss.
Oh, I see.
So most Final Fantasies have bosses that are not part of the main game. Often they're meant to, you go back after you beat the main game and you find them. But not always. Sometimes they're just optional bosses that are hidden about. So what I was thinking secret is, there are some bosses that are hidden that you don't necessarily have to fight, but are around there. So optional, secret, hidden, bosses that are not part of the main game.
See, for me, that would have been Ashura from Final Fantasy IV back when I was really, really young playing on the Super NES.
Yeah.
Ben?
For me, I don't know. In terms of like a cool secret boss, I kind of like Omega Weapon in 5 just because he's just like walking around in the final dungeon and he totally takes you by surprise. It's like, hey, what's this for a little robot doing? He's very cute. It's like, oh god, I'm dying. I don't know. I think it's cool in that it's just walking around. In terms of other secret bosses from, I don't know. Most of them are just kind of dumb. Like, obviously, 12 has one of the worst ones since it's just so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some shares, and we got some shares on Twitch now. The Nation says Yizmat from Final Fantasy 12. Purple said Emerald Weapon from 7, I assume. Yinka said Omega from Final Fantasy 5. Trinity says Ozma from Final Fantasy 9, which is super annoying. Axel Pritt says Ozma from 9 as well. The beautiful marble, he says, and that's what it looks like. Yojimbo Marley Frost says, I'm assuming you're talking about Final Fantasy 10, Yojimbo. Epic Wanderer says Omega Weapon, and Penance from Final Fantasy 10. My favorites are Tonberry King and Odin from Final Fantasy 8 in the ruins. I love that. I love that fight. So very cool.
So, it's funny. I couldn't go against my true nature. When I first saw the question, like the first, what's my favorite secret boss? I thought of Kurt Ziza from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, man, Currencies is a dumb name. And I realized it was a person's actual name.
Yeah.
All right. Draw of the week. Do we have anything special to talk about?
There was just a lot of polls. A lot of people polled on Final Fantasy 14. I lost count of all the people that polled on 14, and of course the OSB Fest. So there was a lot of OSBs pulled. There was a lot of tiaras and swords and books pulled from that first banner. So yeah, I guess congratulations to all those who pulled something good. To all those who didn't, better luck next time. Hopefully all that extra mithril has helped your reserves if you're all out. But we do want to introduce a new segment in addition to Draw of the Week, Crap of the Week. And this week's winner is from OSB Phase 4 banner, and it is Yinka, who pulled in an 11-pull Bartz's Cloak. So that does really suck, actually.
Womp womp.
Oh.
Yeah, that stinks. But I don't know, banner 4, it's very enticing with its 2 Overstrike Soul Breaks. And I pulled on it. I saved up 100 mithril, and they got the Arbor's Apocrypha. I'm like, yes! Finally, I got another stat stick for Tyro.
I have no OSBs. No,
Yeah, you get all the good bursts, though.
I have a lot of burst soul breaks, but I have no OSBs. I have a lot of burst soul breaks on characters that can't be broken to level 99, unfortunately, which kind of pisses me off.
Wait, you have no OSBs at all?
No, I don't have any overstrike soul breaks.
Holy crap. Wow. That's surprising.
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, even I have one, so that tells you.
And now I have 3. So, but I mean, I was obviously really hoping to get Apocalypse for Bart's, but then I thought to myself about the whole burst versus overstrike debate, and I realized that, yeah, no. First of all, Light of the 4 looks way cooler than like Hand of the Crystals, just in terms of the animation. But also, like, Bart's is, because they're Spellblade commands, when you get them to proc twice, the damage is just so much greater. Especially because, like, yeah, you're using Bart's because a boss is weak to either water, wind, earth, or fire. So to be capitalizing that on burst commands is just like,
well, I think the reason I mean, there are situations where the OSBs are going to be nice. But
oh yeah, most definitely.
I think the reason the bursts are so much better are just because you're basically getting free abilities, and you're also generating soul break gauge again, as opposed to kind of having one super attack and then you have to rebuild up to that super attack. And so better to hit a burst soul break and have 4 burst actions and then another burst soul break, as opposed to OSB life siphon, or OSB wrath.
Yeah, not to say it doesn't feel good when in multiplayer you hit the big Titus energy rain for max damage and you impress everybody.
To make some of the OSBs even better, you want to do empower, the empower soul breaks first.
Yep.
So you're, doing even more damage. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Super Cop on Twitch says he only got 10 super soul breaks in the 4 in the last week. So does that count? So.
It's all about how you use them.
And Axel Pritz says he has a friend that just started playing and who has 3 OSBs already. So
nice.
Yeah, we hate that guy.
Well,
good luck, guys. Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah. Good for him. All right, moving on. News from the future, which was absent last week, but thankfully our good friend Derek came back to us this week with more news from the future. And I am not at all fetching it right now at this very moment. Where are you? That's not the right Gmail account.
I believe he said there's a lot of stuff to.
Yep. Oh, holy cow, is there a lot of stuff. Okay, you know what? There's just too much stuff. I'm not going to go over all of that, so I will be posting it on the FFRK Central website.
But I think there was, because he said something to us here in Slack, the lucky bag banners.
Yeah, okay. Lucky bag banners. A bit of controversy. DNA have introduced banners that can only be pulled on with gems to commemorate the new year. Banner 1 will reward a guaranteed BSB OSB combo for one character and a lucky bag awarded after doing 2 paid 11 item pulls. Banner 2 will reward a guaranteed Super Soul Break / BSB combo for one character and a lucky bag awarded after doing 1 11 item pull. Banner 3 will reward a guaranteed Trinity Relic, that's Sentinel Grimoire, Stoneskin 2, Shout, Sheep Song, and a lucky bag awarded after 1 paid single pull. So after 2 years, they're finally realizing, you know what, we can suck more money out of these suckers.
I understand there's controversy, but
they're not taking anything away from you guys.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, I kind of like the idea. I mean, obviously, I guess it's only gems, so you can't use your mithril. But
well, that's the point.
But yeah, I mean, if you're going to spend that kind of money, because gems are not cheap, right? So if you're going to spend that kind of money, yeah, it would be nice to be assured that you actually get something, So,
but my point is,
the first one, the OSB BSB combo, I think is nice.
But my point is, every free to play game has something that you can buy that you can't get any other way. To my knowledge, and I'm not a super huge gamer, so I don't know crap about this, but FFRK is the only game that you can keep on playing without paying, and eventually you have the same chance as anybody else to get stuff. Obviously, the people who spend a whole lot of money can just, spend a whole lot of money and get more items, but at the end of the day, you still get mithril, you still get a chance at everything that's in there. So I don't see where the controversy is. It's in their own rights to do this, and they're not saying if you pay, you'll get this one item that people who don't pay will never ever get. That would be a controversy.
Yeah, no, that's not what they're doing.
So I
think DNA has been a lot more generous than a lot of other MMO mobile games that I've played, and I've played many of them. So I mean, it's not like there are certain items that you can only get via money. Everything's on mithril. Obviously, they give you a lot of mithril. I mean, I'm already back at 115. So, I mean, there just seems like, there are other things very different than like the Mobius controversy, which is to get the best jobs, you have to spend money. So that's
feel like
different.
That's wrong.
All right.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business. So
Well,
as long as there's demand in the marketplace,
the only thing
buy
surprising
it.
here, the only thing surprising is that it took them 2 years to have something like that in the game.
It's kind of
I've played mobile games online on MMO mobile games that have ongoing events where you just spend money on the event, and it's not necessarily to get anything. It's just for your guild or whatever to do better in the event. And so, I mean, basically, people are just throwing money in the toilet in a sense. I mean, not any of the digital stuff is still digital, but it's not like you're pulling for an item that's going to make your team better. You're just trying to get more points for your guild by spending money. So I mean,
I'm still surprised they're not selling the items. You want to have Shout? Well, here you go. You just buy that freaking sword for $20. At least,
at some point, I mean, at some point, once the item, Shout's not revolutionary anymore.
It was just a random item, so whatever, you want that OSB. So I don't see where the controversy is. To me, there's just nothing. To conclude this, announce incoming changes, physical damage calculation, likely to be an increase of attack soft cap. Stay tuned for more info. And Nightmare Dungeons expected to see a difficulty increase to 300 with the incoming Final Fantasy III Nightmare early this month. So.
And that's our Torment, right? Japan Nightmare Dungeons.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, that's correct.
Yeah.
So nice of us to refer to an in-game feature as our Torment.
Our Torment. It is.
Ours. Oh man, I can't wait to
have
explore
you played
those suffering dungeons.
Yeah, they are pretty terrible, actually. It is suffering, and they take a long time to beat. So, yeah. Cool.
All right, I just disconnected my mic, so 1 second.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Pierre's mic is disconnected.
Okay, I think I'm back. If I sound like I'm in space, just tell me. Before we leave, can we have a Mobius Minute this week, please?
Oh, God, Mobius. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So this week, there's a New Year's event, which is fine. You get free summon tickets and that kind of school. That's cool. But we have a tower event, and in Mobius, if you're not familiar, the tower events are you fight one boss like Omega over and over and over and over and over again, like up to 50 times, right? The current boss is Ultros or Orthos, depending on which version of the game you played. The cephalopod, everyone's favorite cephalopod, who is known for his randiness, right? If you've played Final Fantasy VI, he hits on the characters, right? And makes rude, or as Ben would say about Pierre and myself, lewd comments. Are we all on the same page?
But when Ultros does it, it's funny.
It's cute because he's an octopus.
Yeah.
Okay.
He can get away with it.
All right. Well, so he's in Mobius now,
Yeah.
and the only characters you have, when you go fight him, are Warrior Light, Wool, and Echo.
Just go with Tara's mother.
The little fairy, who's with you. So the opening scene, and depending on how many times you fight him, there's different scenes. So the opening scene is Ultros makes a comment about he loves little girls, which is a little creepy. And then Echo, who is kind of Randy herself, is like, "Oh, you really think so?" And Orthos doesn't know what to do, and so he's like, "Oh, but I see you're old," because she's super old. And so then she gets pissed off.
Yeah.
And this is why you go fight.
On.
This is why you go fight him. The Warrior of Light decides to go chase down and beat up Ultros because he calls Echo old.
Here's the question, though: Has the
gets
plot
worse.
advanced?
It
Has the
gets
plot?
worse.
Okay.
Yes, the plot
Oh wait, go.
advanced.
If it gets worse, keep going. Then I'll ask my question.
So the next, and I haven't done all 50, but like the next section that you actually talk to him, he makes a comment about, well, I like pretty boys too. All right, so he's talking about your main character. So your main character says, "Okay, come over here and show me a good time." And Ultros has no idea what to do. It's like Ultros is like, they're like literally your good guy, quote unquote, characters are like totally trash talking Ultros.
I have to install Mobius just to see this.
Wait, is it? What is it like? Devil May Cry level? Like, is it like Dante level sass?
Yeah, he's got a little Dante level sass, I would say.
I'm gonna have to look the cutscenes up on YouTube.
But Ultros, he does not deal with it well. So,
well, because he's been rejected his whole existence across dimensions. Everyone's just like, "Ew, gross." Now that this spin-off mobile character is all right, I'm into this. He doesn't know what to do.
Oh yes, and then Mr. Typhoon comes and does his favorite quote, "Funga!"
Oh my gosh, what a way with words.
So yeah, that's amazing.
So my question was, has the plot advanced in Mobius enough?
Yeah.
For that, does the protagonist does he have anything better to do?
No, not right now.
Okay.
It's just kind of waiting. You just kind of wait till the next chapter.
What a game, man.
Yeah, they like go like him and Echo. They go like treasure hunting and she's always trying to sleep with him and get him to like get treasure, and I'm not really sure why.
Wait, that's the one that's 6 years old again?
No, she's like thousands of years.
No, she
fairy.
just looks like a prepubescent girl.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, she's like a fairy. She looks like like Tinkerbell kind of fairy.
Okay, there we go. I see. Now it makes a whole lot of sense. Not.
No, it should make perfect sense. Well, your original companion in Mobius was a Moogle, but he dies. Spoilers. Then Echo comes along.
Moogles can die?
Yeah, if they sacrifice their life for you.
If it's plot related, they can die.
So what happened with the freaking Phoenix Downs? They don't exist in Mobius anymore?
No. Pierre, Phoenix Downs cure the KO status. Not dead.
Okay. Alright.
No, it's just stupid the way that they like the...
I'm kidding, Epic on Twitch, don't worry. Alright, I think we're through here.
What? Alright, yeah, I think we've talked enough.
Alright, so this was episode 46 of the Crystal Chronicles, recorded on January 4th, 2017. If you need any information on the podcast, Slack chat, anything, you can go to ffrkcentral.com. If you wish to contact us for any reason whatsoever, you can do so in so many ways, one of them being by email at ffrkcentral@gmail.com. We're also reachable on Facebook. The page name is FFRK Central. Like us, share us, whatever people do on Facebook, please do it there. Otherwise, we can all be reached out separately on Twitter. I can be reached out at FFRK Central. Ben can be reached out.
You can reach me at etank88, where I guess I'm gonna have to start a new game on my 3DS.
And you can reach out to Mark at
Rev Mark Myers or at Rev HP on Slack chat.
I'd like to take just a second to thank the wonderful 7 person who have so far pledged to the FFRK Central Patreon campaign. It's definitely moving along well. I really appreciate it. I don't know what else to say. There's actually 7 patrons at this very moment. If you have $1 a month that you wish to send my way to help maintain the site and basically all the crap that I've written on the Patreon page, have some time to take a look. Otherwise, it's all fine. Don't worry about it too much. And that's as close as we'll ever get to advertisement for now. So without further ado, thank you very much for listening. See you next week for episode 47. And oh my god, are we getting close to episode 50? It's scary. So thank you everyone. Have a good time. Thank you people on twitch.tv, where we record live every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Have a good one and see you next week.